Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Arosy Sahla. I'm majoring in English Literature, Unisula. Today, I will present a Frankenstein novel, and here I am using theory of psychoanalysis criticism entitled Victor Frankenstein's Natural Internal Conflict in Frankenstein novel by Mary Shelley. Well, let's start the discussion on the first slide about psychoanalysis, which is uh, a science experienced by many humans, one of which is psychoanalysis, which deals with the experience of each person or in each individual. Even in this experience, everyone is different. Uh, psych- Psychology is often used to solve problems or find the right solution in complex series of human activities. And then, with this theory, I want to explain about Frankenstein's British novelist by Mary Shelley was published in 1816. This novel tells the story of a scientist, Victor Frankenstein, who creates strange creatures in his scientific experiments. The objects and reason for using psychoanalytic theory are the internal conflict faced by Victor. And the main character of the internal conflict in Frankenstein is based on Freud's perspective analysis Frankenstein, which focuses on the relationship between Victor Frankenstein and his monster. And according Painter used Freud's critique of psychoanalysis in environment with uh, personality structures. And then psychoanalysis theory. Psychoanalysis theory is a theory that seeks to explain the nature and development of personality and the elements that are prioritized in this theory, including motivation, emotion, and other internal aspects. This theory assumes that personality develops when conflict occurs from this psychological aspect. And the next slide about finding in discussion. From Victor faced many conflicts that evoke his personality structure to solve his conflicts. That conflict approaches have two positive goals. These two goals are incompatible. Each goal has a different impact on an individual. From the text on page 109, this is a quote from page 109. From the quote, it is a negative impact that has a purpose if Victor realizes that his monster has great power day which one day can destroy Victor's life. Victor said that his monster can live in glacier ice caves and can also hide among some inaccessible place. This is what makes the monster to get a peaceful life. And the next slide. Uh, from the text on page 108 and page 109, this monologue from text has a conflict that makes a person between two unwanted goals. The goals are to treat with fair or situations that are deflated. If a person might not choose one of them and try to run away, the consequences of escape and can also be dangerous. Okay, the next slide on page 21 of the text on the object on the objectives facing Victor in his conflict. The first was his desire to study Agrippa's theory. Victor's school has a positive value because his curiosity is fulfilled positively by reading books. Then the second objective was to follow his father's advice to read better, with Victor's curiosity to guide him in reading books than Agrippa's. And the last slide, conclusion. The conclusion, uh, the internal conflict faced by Victor is about conflict of avoidance, which has negative objective. It is with this goal that Victor discovers he must choose two unwanted goals when he encounters his master, and negotiates his master over. Subsequent conflicts were classified based on Levin's approach and avoidance concept. This is conflicting approaches that have positive goals. And I think enough from my presentation. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.